Yo, what up? Welcome to Mo Boxing No Problem. I'm Jose Martinez Jr. I'm joined by my co-host David, aka Sports and Tunes. And tonight we got
Yo,
a special guest. We got pro boxer Ricardo El Niño Sandoval. How's it going, Ricardo?
Hey, what's up, man? I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
Doing well. Thank you for making the
trying to stay
time.
warm.
It's been cold. I'm here bundled up with a hoodie, so I feel it. First question we got for you, Ricardo. I'm sure you get asked this all the time, but how do you get into boxing?
So there's no. I just want to try it. I was really small. I know my family was always like was really into the boxing, like just watching it, and I just want to try it. Just wanted to see how it was, and as soon as I went to the gym, I fell in love with it and just stuck with it.
Nice. And then, like they say, the rest is
Nice.
history.
Yeah, you could say.
And then I want to ask you about your nickname, El Niño. You know, how did you get that nickname? You know, who ended up giving you that nickname?
So growing up, we all used to live in one house, three families. They were all my tias and my mom and dad and my tias. It was three of us, and they were all pregnant at the same time. And there was two girls and I was a boy, so it just always stuck to me. They call me El Niño, like all my tios, they all call me El Niño, so it just stuck to it. And I'm 24 and I get people that tell me, hey, you look like you're 18. So it stick to it.
That's a good
Nice,
name.
nice.
Yeah.
And then the next question I got for you: can you tell us a little bit about your amateur career? What were some of your major accomplishments from back in the day?
I had 106 wins and 13 losses.
Wow,
Oh,
Yeah, I think my biggest accomplishments was winning the silver gloves. I won the national silver gloves. I think that was the most important win for me because it's you have to advance. It's a tournament where you have to advance. It's district, and then you go to state, and then you go to district. No, it's district, state, regional, and then you go to nationals. So I had to be able to win, like to win in every part. It was very difficult. So when I went to national, winning the nationals was a big thing. And then when then they announced me as the outstanding fighter of the tournament, of the whole tournament. So there's about 300 and something people. So, and being able to win that, it was a big accomplishment for me.
oh yeah, I bet. There's
Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of good fighters out here in this
Well, let,
area.
let me well, let me guys show you the trophy. Let me go get it real quick.
All
absolutely.
right,
Well, let's see it. That's quite the accomplishment. Over 100 fighters, and you come in on top.
and a lot of fighters in this area, man. Like boxing's is big.
Hey, look
Yeah.
Look at
Oh,
that.
yeah,
nice.
That's a cool glove right there.
yeah, yeah,
That's a great story too.
yeah, yeah.
That's a good one.
I think it was the biggest tournament that I won. I also won the Golden Gloves. I won. I also went to Russia, Team USA in Russia. I won there, and I fought in with big competition throughout my whole amateur career. So,
Nice.
yeah.
That's what's up.
Now, switching gears now to your pro career. You know, you made your pro debut in Mexico. Can you tell us about your pro debut? You know, what were your emotions? Any nerves heading into that fight?
Yeah, so the reason why we turned pro when I grown up because we were thinking about going to the Olympics. I was 17 at the time. We were thinking about going to the Olympics, but what happened was that was when the Olympics changed the age restriction where they were gonna go without the headgears.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was supposed to be, I believe, 19. So I was supposed to wait until the next Olympics, which is I believe 22 or 23. I don't know what it was. So I was barely gonna turn pro during this time. So we're like, yeah, I think it's too much time, and we're like, we just gotta turn pro. Like we and
Mm-hmm.
then so I was 17 at the age. So at the time, so we turned pro, and I think it was in Algodones. I was really excited, but I was at the same time it was my first pro fight, so I was a little nervous, a little anxious, and I think it was probably the best thing I could have done is just turn pro.
That's right.
Yeah, it was a really good time. And one of my dad's friends, they got me the banda, so on my first fight, I had the banda already playing for myself.
Ah, there you go.
Dang. No pressure, huh?
Yeah,
Oh man! And then I noticed your first 8 pro fights were all in Mexico. Was that
Yeah.
kind of the plan all along, just to kind of get you as many fights as possible, much experience as possible?
Yeah. So I think that was that was the game plan since because I was still at 17. So I was fighting like, I believe every month. I was
Damn.
trying to get quick fights in just to get the rhythm of it, get the small gloves, no headgear, and just to get the rhythm. And as soon as I had the opportunity to fight here in the U.S., I took it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yep. And then you learn a lot through success, but you also learn a lot through adversity. And you
Yeah.
experienced your first pro loss, in your 5th fight.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about that fight, and what did you learn from that loss?
So that fight was a little weird. We thought we won that fight. It was a little weird. I think there was a lot of how can we say it was a lot of I don't know, it was a weird. So I think it was more like a setup thing. It was in TJ
Okay.
where because my third fight or fourth fight, I knocked one of their top fighters that they had that's never been stopped or something like that it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I had my opponent already ready. And the other guy, the guy that I fought, he already has his opponent. And then when we got there, I don't know, it was weird. They had said that my opponent wasn't able to come because he was in a car accident, and his opponent was because of traffic, so he wasn't able to come. So as soon as that happened, they came to us and they were like, "Hey, once you guys get the fight, like you guys are already here, just get the fight done." We didn't know who he was or anything. We just knew he was undefeated. And I think I went up to 118 to fight him. I was out fighting. I won 12 and I went up to 118. And they were
Damn.
saying, "Oh, hey, like everything's gonna be good. Like we're gonna go fair fight and everything." We didn't know that the trainer was the promoter of the fights.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oof.
and when we fought everything. We knew what was going on. Like, and we thought we won. Like he was just running around, jabbing. But I connecting clean punches, everything, and I guess we didn't get the decision. But I think it was a great experience. That it got me to train harder. I got my first loss. I wasn't scared to lose anymore. So I took when at the time I took risk of getting big fights. Throughout my career, fighting top fighters, and that's why I got ranked with little fights that I have now.
Nice.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like a setup. All
Yeah,
the
it was
kind of
crazy. Yeah, like my
all
fight
the,
didn't show, his fight didn't show. I was like, okay, let's get him.
what a
Damn.
coincidence. But
Yeah,
even then, like you said, you still won, although unofficially. But
yeah.
yeah, good
Yeah,
And
experience.
you're the
I
same.
got good experience. That's a good thing. And what hurts the most is that the guy retired after like 8 fights, I think, something like that. I don't even know what happened. He doesn't fight no more.
Damn. Dang. So you're the same weight class as Luis Neri?
No, I believe Luis Neri is 118 or 120. No, 122. His last fight was
Oh,
122.
you're 112. You're
Yeah, I
staying
fight
at
at
112.
112.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Right on.
yeah.
And then you're from SoCal, so how did it feel to finally make your US debut to India?
It was crazy. It was I had my people here. So
That's right.
I don't know what fight it was. I think it was against who was it against Ustaita? I think her name was
Yeah.
yeah. But that fight was crazy. I dropped him twice. He dropped me twice, and I got the finish in the 5th round. It was a crazy fight. And then he was from San Diego area, so he had his people there, and I had my people. It was packed. It was probably the best fight of the night right there that day. It
Oh
was a
yeah,
good fight, and then fighting against my people, it was amazing. It was just amazing. It was an amazing feeling.
Great feeling to have the hometown behind you.
Yeah,
definitely.
and now you're going overseas. I want to talk about your fight with Jay Harris. That one was a fight that I think there was a couple postponements with that one. It was for the IBF eliminator. But how did it feel to go all the way to UK and get the victory over Jay Harris?
yeah. No, when I got the call about fighting Jay Harris, I was excited because I finally had the chance to fight a top fighter that people knew because he had fought he gave a fight to Julio Cesar Martinez, and then I was excited. I've been wanting to get big fights, and when I got that call, I was like, yeah, let's make the fight happen. I'll go, and I have the shot to fight for the world title. So because it was a title limit, so I was excited. And when they called because they had postponed it, it dropped me down a little bit because I think it was like a weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I was only like 3 pounds. I was only like 3 pounds over, and it took me a setback. But then when they had said it was just they're gonna postpone it for a month, I was like, okay, then let's take like I think we took like 1-2 days off, and then we went back at it again.
Mm-hmm.
And
Nice.
we traveled over there, and then I think there was also a situation where they had told us that they were gonna they gave my trainer a text saying that they were gonna be judges of through some US and some from the UK. But when we got the receipt, when we got the contract, there's only judges of the UK, and we're like, hey, what is going on? Like, didn't
Uh-huh.
we say that there's gonna be like they're gonna be neutral?
Yeah.
And my trainer was over here telling me, hey, like I think we should cancel the fight and this and that. Like, and I was like, nah. I was like, what are we gonna cancel? We're literally 2 weeks in the fight. Like, we can't. I already trained everything. Like, I feel ready. I was like, if I won't leave it to the judges, I think I'm gonna knock him out. Like, it's like let's just fight. We got this. And he's like, well, I guess if you really want to, like we could. I guess we just do it. And then good thing I got the win and I knocked him out with the body shot.
Hell yeah.
Very
Yeah,
impressive. Very
crazy.
impressive.
Yeah.
I got a live comment here from Skywalker Boxing. It says saludos. So
Salute,
Salud.
Skywalker.
saludos Skywalker. And then I want to speak about your second pro defeat. And this one was
Yeah.
a very close decision
Mhm.
versus let's see what his name was.
David Jimenez.
David Jimenez. Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
it could have gone either way based on the scores. You know, what do you wish you could have done differently that fight to kind of sway the judges? You know, to kind of go for you.
Yeah, I feel like I made that fight harder than what it was. I could have utilized my jab more. I think it was something that is really key for me in my jab. Keeping my distance. I used it, and I think what changed the whole thing was that when I hurt him with the body shot, I went for the kill, and because I knew I could have took it, because I knew I hurt him, I just wanted to finish him. I wanted to knock him out, and I think it was something that affected the plan. No, I didn't use it on my jab nor I just wanted to knock him out with one punch, and I think that was my mistake.
Yeah.
And
It's always good to
then
learn, you know? Now he knows
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
future,
exactly.
get a little more patient.
Yep, and you know we just saw you in the ring like a few weeks ago on February 18th again against the what's his name Jerson Ortiz.
Yeah,
You know that's an impressive win for you. You knocked him out there in the second round. You know what can you tell us about that fight?
yeah. It was a fight that I got. I think a month or two. It was a month or 3 weeks notice, but we stayed in the gym ready. They had told us to stay ready. That we never know that whatever the opportunity was, and it was a great fight. I seen the guy that told me it was gonna be a tune-up supposedly, but you look at his record. He's not a tune-up. He's never been dropped. He's never been knocked out. He's fighting top fighters. He actually dropped David Jimenez when they fought.
Mm-hmm.
It is something that I believe he's the one that told me that because I couldn't see that. I didn't see that video. So when I seen that he's never been knocked out, so I was like, okay, we're for sure going 10 rounds. And I think his last fight prior to mine, he he went all 10 rounds with the at 122.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, he fought at 122. So I was like, for sure we're for sure going for 10 rounds. And I think that's what I was expecting, but that body shot landed clean and he didn't get up.
Quick. It was really quick.
Yeah, yeah, you got because I seen in the first round he was a really open fighter. He was throwing really really wide. Like, so as soon as I seen that, as soon as I was in, I snuck the punch right in the stomach, the inner plex. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, right inside the stomach, and he didn't get up.
He wasn't getting up, man. Oh,
Yeah,
Those body shots are
yeah,
it take
yeah,
all out of you.
yeah. Especially when you're going 8 to 12 rounds. If you invest in the body, the head will fall.
100%.
Yeah.
And maybe too soon to mention it, but when might we see you back in the ring?
Well, as soon as I want to get at least 3 to 4 fights this year. I feel like that's what I need. I need more. I need to fight more. In the past 4 years, I think I only fought 4 years since the whole COVID thing has started. I only fought like four times, 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I need that. I need more activity now. I'm always in the gym. This is my full time job. This is what I do. This is what I love
Yeah.
doing. And I'm in the gym 24/7. So I feel like that's what I need. I need more fights, more consistent fights, and we're just getting ready for the world title.
Are you managed by AB or just sponsored by SOA?
No, I'm managed by Abraham. Yeah.
Abraham AB. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Then what do you say? He's like, just get all the fights you can.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the most fights I can. Yeah. I was actually
That's
talking to
right.
him before this. He's at right now. He's in the, I think, the LDF or what? Yeah, he's from the
Yeah.
for
He flew out this morning.
WBC. Yeah, he's with Netting right now because he just
Yeah,
won
I saw he
he
flew.
won the WBC title eliminator.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Shout out to Abraham from SOA Boxing. It was actually our very
Shout out
first
to
sponsor for the podcast. So,
the
Okay,
whole
yeah.
SOA team. Oh yeah.
so SOA team, man, much love, much love. And speaking of championships, is it still kind of in the cards to fight Sonny Edwards for this IBF title? You think is that something that may happen this year?
To be honest, I don't know what happened to the fight. Like when the whole I fought in, it took a whole year for him to say something, it was crazy. And like I didn't know what happened to that fight. He started
That's a very attractive fight.
he started saying that I knew the week of the Jimenez, supposedly that I knew I was gonna get an offer from the IBF. I was like, well, if I would have knew, I would have never taken David Jimenez fight because I would obviously take the world title fight instead of another title eliminator.
Mm-hmm.
But right. I don't know. I never knew what happened to that fight. I just don't. I never get it. I won the title limit. I should have deserved that fight a long time ago. But I guess he was fighting volunteers and other mandatories. I guess.
Your time will come, champ.
I think he's on Matchroom, so Eddie Hearn, send the deal.
Yeah, there you go.
And Niño's ready.
Yeah,
time.
It's time. I feel like I deserve a shot already. No, it's been a long time, and I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for opportunity, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%. And then, how do you prepare for fights? Do you watch a lot of tape on your opponent, or do you kind of leave that up to your coaches and just focus on making improvements to your style?
I like watching one or two videos just to see what he does and little things. And as soon as I don't see during on cam, I usually see him like the last week, like the week of the fight, just to have a fresh memory of what he does, and I just go based off that. And then we're throughout the training camp that's what I see, that okay, that's what we worked on, this is what we work on, just to see what it is. Like for this past fight, I saw that Ortiz was a little dirty, and that's what I was aware of him being able, like that's when I think when we do clinches, he liked to be in the back of the head. So I was being aware that each time I clinched with him, I kind of tucked my head into his shoulders because I didn't want him to be. And he got me once in the back of the head, and he tried to headbutt me, but it didn't work. But that's what I like watching before.
Yeah, so you can keep an eye for things like those, tactics like those.
Yeah, just little things. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then, who's the hardest puncher you've been in the ring with, either in sparring or in your pro fights?
The hardest puncher. I don't even know what. The one that's always kept me thinking was Chocolatito.
Chocolatito.
Man, he puts pressure, man, non-stop pressure. And when the first time I sparred him, we did 8 rounds, 4 minute, 8 rounds or 4 minute rounds.
Damn.
So it was my first time ever doing it, and with his pressure, man, I came out exhausted. I'm telling you, I came out exhausted.
I bet.
But it's great experience. And then the next time I sparred somebody else, I felt like nothing. I was like nothing. It was like it was easy. Like it was just it's different. It's the type of pressure. And then first time sparring him, it was, I was like nervous. I wasn't breathing right, so I got tired quicker. So, but it was a great experience.
It's like playing a video game and you start on hard mode.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then you're a hard puncher yourself. You've 16 knockouts and your 21 wins. Have you had a kind of any of your sparring partners or fighters you've been in the ring kind of comment on your power?
Yeah, no, I had I think it was a 120, 122. He fights at 122, 126. he was telling me that I hit almost the same as a 130 something. Now that you probably hit harder than 130 something. Now.
That's a good compliment.
But I don't know if it's true. That's what he was telling me. I don't know. He was just gassing me up.
Jeez.
That's quite the compliment.
Yeah. I'll take it.
Yeah.
And then Ricardo, who was your favorite boxer growing up?
My friend, I had a couple, but the one that always stand out was Mike Tyson. He had that dog in him, and the way he just moved, it was just different for a heavyweight, And I
Yeah.
also like watching Lomachenko, his side steps, the way his footwork is crazy. But I like watching. I'm a fan of boxing, I also like watching it. I watch Julio Cesar Chavez, Juan Manuel Marquez, Eddie Morales. I watch El Finito Lopez. I watch everything. I try to take a little bit of every fighter, just to like incorporate into my style. Sometimes I see the Juan Manuel Marquez combination. It's just crazy for me, just to see how it is.
Yeah, no, super smart.
Big time.
And then talking about current day, who do you consider to be the number one pound for pound fighter today?
I don't even know. It's crazy. There's a lot of fighters that are really good. And there's a lot of fighters that are number one but aren't fighting each other. Like Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. I think they should be fighting, or they should have just fought already. Get that 100%. Fight done. Like, anything is possible. They could get fights done. Tank and Garcia got the fight done. It's like they could do the same thing.
Definitely.
Yeah. I think when both fighters really want it, that should happen.
Yeah, I think what solidified, but for me, the number one is the winner of Fury and Usyk. I think would be the number one.
Yeah,
because they're fighting the best. They fought to get to where they are. They have fought in the best heavyweights and the best fighters in that division.
That's right.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Because heavyweights is the one division that you don't have a weight limit, so you can be a 220-pound heavyweight fighting a 280-pound heavyweight.
Yeah. Then we got Inoue also. If he gets that fight and beats Bolton.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they got that fight done, and Inoue is a really good fighter. Really strong, and if they do fight, I think it is done, right?
I think it is. Yeah.
So
it's done. So Inoue for sure is on there. If he gets if he becomes undisputed at 122, I think he's there too.
Yeah. Pound for pound.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of great fights coming up. Benavidez Plant. Garcia Tank. We got Haney Loma. So
Haney Loma, that's gonna be a good one.
A lot of great fights coming up. I'm excited for you.
Great time to be a boxing fan for sure.
Hell yeah.
And then what do you like to do outside of boxing? What are some of your interests and hobbies?
I like doing a lot of adventures. I like playing soccer. I like playing basketball. I like going hiking. I like anything, Six Flags. Play PlayStation. I like playing FIFA, and I just like to enjoy myself with my friends and family. That's it. Going bowling. Right. I like doing anything. I'm open to trying new things and everything.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Back then before boxing, I used to play soccer. There was a time where I used to do both. I think I was like 15. I was playing soccer and boxing at the same time. And in the team where I was playing, I was the top goal scorer. I was at 29 goals. And I'm
gonna have to get you for my Sunday.
I went to the league like 3 weeks late, and I was only 3 goals off from the number one guy that won the goal scoring.
Nice.
But at the time, like, playing 2 sports, it could be tough. And my dad was like, you either gotta choose one or the other. Like, you gotta choose one sport. And I was like, I thought about it, and I didn't even think about it. I went straight to boxing because I had I won a bunch of tournaments, and I feel like that was something that I loved doing. It wasn't even a question. I was like, as soon as I finish this tournament, I'm done. I'm not playing no more. Yeah, and I was doing this behind my trainer's back because he wasn't gonna tell me not to do it, like not play.
Yeah, he probably don't want to get you injured.
Yeah, because the injuries, that was a big thing, and then especially because I was pretty quick with it. I was getting tripped up sometimes by the players.
All it takes is one nasty tackle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and there's one time I think that was like the most dirtiest play. This guy steps on my my calf, and then with the cleat like it slid down, and I
Yeah.
felt like I felt like a nasty like a cramp, and I had to get stuffed off. You know, it was really painful that day. But I knew it was dangerous. Like today, my friends tell me, "Hey, join the team and this and that." I'll be like, "Nah, it's not worth the risk. You know, it's not worth it just to have." Like, nah, it's not worth the risk.
Like I got my FIFA video game. I'll just do the creative player.
Yeah, exactly. Just running on FIFA or something.
There you go. And then Ricardo, what's the best piece of advice you would give someone who is thinking about going pro in boxing and making a career out of it?
I would say is to focus 100%. Be dedicated. You know, if you truly invested into becoming a pro boxer, don't take this as a joke. You know, this is a different type of sport. You know, you could die doing this sport. You know, so take it very seriously. Train hard. And if you feel that you're ready, don't be forced. No, don't get to be forced like by other people. If you really like the sport, then do it. Don't get if you have any questions, then just make sure that you're 100% focused into the sport because it's a really tough sport for a reason. It's it's the most difficult sport in the game. There's a lot of people that try it. Everybody could say, "Oh, I used to be a boxer," but for some reason they didn't make it because it's a really hard sport.
That's right.
Yeah, that's the saying goes. You don't play boxing.
You don't play boxing. Yeah.
Not at all.
And then final question we got for you, Ricardo, is not really a question, more so kind of opening the floor. What's the message you want to send to your fans and supporters watching this interview?
No, I just want to say thank you to everybody, supporting me since day one. Right. They know exactly who they are. I really appreciate everybody, and hopefully we could celebrate one day with the world title and just have a good time.
Oh yeah.
There you go. And everybody give him a follow on IG. It's Ricardo_Sandoval 99. That way you don't miss any updates on his career.
That's right.
For sure.
Awesome. And Ricardo, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks,
it was great to kind of know a little bit more about you. Hope you have a good night, champ.
No, for sure. I appreciate you guys for having me here.
Anytime, man.
Anytime you want to come.
Next time you come with your championship belt.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the plan. All right, take it easy, champ.
All right, bro. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Peace out.